Hi there, this is Gist Nigeria. Coming up on the program. Mending cracks in the wall. We explore why attacking the police may be dangerous to the Nigerian psyche. Dismantling stereotypes. Female engineers take up space in Ghana's automobile industry. And killer virus on the prowl. African students in India recount rising COVID-19 infections and deaths. Plus,
my name is Evelyn Akator. Check me out.
The basketballer bridging gender gaps by passing the ball to up-and-coming female players in Nigeria. Welcome to Gist Nigeria from the BBC and Channels TV, where we keep an eye on stories making the rounds on social media. I'm Ajoke Hulawotse. This is our 100th episode, and we thank you for coming with us thus far. Now to our top story. Police is your friend, the lifelong motto of the Nigeria Police Force. But recent attacks on police officers and infrastructure across the country may suggest that this friendship with the public may have become strained. SB Morgan, a Lagos-based intelligence platform, reports that at least 497 policemen were killed in Nigeria between January 2015 and March 2021, with 1,175 civilians also killed during the same period. Today, there seems to be mutual suspicion between the Nigerian public and their friend, the police. But can a society survive without law enforcement? Is attacking the police the way to protest against alleged brutality? In this report, Gist Nigeria's Wale Fakile examines how we got here and explores the way out. But be warned that some viewers may find part of this report disturbing.
A police officer on duty and a truck driver out of line, egged on by bystanders. What follows next looks like a scene from a Nollywood flick, but it's not. The officer is now out of the hospital and thankful for life. He tells me he's been in service for more than 30 years and due to retire later this year.
He came down from the vehicle and told me to come down from his vehicle. And I told him, how will I come down from your vehicle? You hit an Okada down. It was God that revived the Okada man. The vehicle you hit, that one is also parked at the station, the Okada and the Camry. How will you now expect me to leave you? So the boy, now noticing that I am not having intention of coming down from a vehicle, he became violent. From there now, he now moved to a nearby beer parlor and removed bottle that he will stab me. I told him, I have not done you anything. Why will you stab me? I have not done you anything.
A statement from the Lagos State Police Command says a manhunt is on for the driver. It's the same tale of unjustified aggression for this officer. He had tried to apprehend the driver for breaking a traffic law. The encounter went viral on social media.
He keep on hitting me on my chest with 2 palm open beam. He got to say when he struggled my shirt, onto my neck, hitting me to his vehicle. Even I dodged him, hitting me to another vehicle. When I got to a stage, I now see that this guy is after that rifle. I now remove the rifle from my hand, hang it firmly.
These attacks are just some out of the many police officers on duty have suffered in recent times. What is shocking is the brazenness of the assault and their accompanying human toll. Since January, there have been more than 11 attacks on police stations in the eastern part of the country. A report from this online newspaper claims 18 policemen were killed across Nigeria last week. Behind these crime figures are real families, devastated and left struggling to make sense of it all.
It was in the evening time, around 5:30 to 6. I heard that my husband, we are there in a checkpoint that gunmen attacked them and killed my husband and Miss Anayo.
Deadly attacks on the police did not just start. This widow is still traumatized from one of such assault by Boko Haram in 2012.
My husband treated me as a queen. we live happily, we lack nothing. Not until when this broke, because they even shot him after his day. 3 months I was hospital. That is what I delivered because I was pregnant.
The Nigeria Police Force was established in 1930 as the primary law enforcement agency of the country. The powers and duties of the force are conferred on it by the Constitution and other enactments like the Police Act. The Nigeria Police Act 2020 says the primary functions of the police, as backed by the Constitution, include the prevention and detection of crimes, maintenance of law and order, and protection of lives and property, amongst other duties. But how have the police functioned in these roles to date, and are they equipped enough to discharge these responsibilities?
We have issues with the number of policemen that have been recruited to perform this function. And then we also have issue with assignment of so many Nigerian police officers to office political holders, to the detriment of protecting the lives of individuals. And most of the things stem from the fact that they don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the technology, sometimes even to carry out their basic responsibility of detecting crimes and even investigation. That's why most times they engage in violation of people's rights.
In spite of all the inadequacies of the Nigeria Police Force, we still remain one of the core pillars holding this country together.
Police in Nigeria have not always come out smelling like roses when their activities are x-rayed. There have been documented cases of alleged abuse of their constitutional powers and blatant human rights violations.
That day, I was at our park when they arrived. They pointed at my car, asking who owned it. I identified myself, and they hired me to take them on a round trip to Magboro area of Ogun State. I went to ask them for the fare. They asked me how much was it, and I said 4,500 naira only. They told me, shouldn't I have known that the service was for government and there will be no payment? I asked how possible, and they laughed at my audacity. From there, I was detained and tortured.
Sad tales like this ones may have propelled the nationwide EndSARS protest in 2020. The demonstrations began amid calls for government to disband the now defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, a tactical unit of the police. The protest quickly grew and morphed into wider calls for police reforms. The EndSARS protest and subsequent demonstrations were quashed by security agencies, but the mistrust between the police and people seemed to have deepened. So, is there any connection between how the EndSARS protest ended and the surge in attacks on police officers across the country?
What you saw in Nigeria is in line with a new paradigm shift and a new global practice that is calling for improved responsiveness and accountability from the police.
There may be other undertone by some criminals in order to create fear in the minds of the security agencies, so that they will not in any way come out to protect lives and property.
It's long years of impunity by both government officials, security agents, and even citizens, and long years of mistrust.
The Nigeria police is peopled by 371,800 police officers, expected to cater for more than 200 million Nigerians. These numbers are a reminder of how under-policed the country is. What then would these attacks on police officers mean for Nigeria's security architecture?
Continued attack on police formations has dire consequences for Nigeria. It can lead to anarchy, breakdown of law and order, and no person will be spared of the disaster.
It is not a good sign that Nigerian police officers now have become the target of criminals, and they are doing it with so much impunity.
The danger in doing that is that these men and women constitute your first line of defense. And when you take them out of the equation, you expose yourself to dangers and to violence that might be greater than the kind of violence that you can exert yourself.
After the EndSARS protest ended last year, Nigeria almost descended into a state of anarchy. Police officers were killed and some formations were attacked by thugs, causing policemen to stay off the streets for days. States like Lagos are still reeling from the chaos that followed suit. The feeling that the police sometimes go unpunished and victims left helpless is also telling, but there are legally backed channels of registering grievances and seeking justice.
As a citizen, if you feel your right has been violated or even about to be violated, you can walk up even to the DPO of the police station in the area you are living. You can walk up to the area commander. You can walk up to the police public relation officer. You can walk up to the commissioner of police. You can send written petitions to either of these offices. You can go online and report via any of the social media handles to the complaint response unit.
I have had some cases. The only problem we have with the issue of seeking remedy through judicial process here is enforcement.
Security in Nigeria is still a major challenge despite the multiplicity of security agencies. Attacks on police and other law enforcement officers must stop unconditionally, and the peaceable relationship between law enforcement and the people forged to nurture Nigeria's democracy for the common good. Wale Fakile, Gist Nigeria.
Indeed, police and the society need to work together to foster collective progress. So, what can be done to make our relationship with the Nigeria Police Force smoother? Share your thoughts with us on our Twitter handle at GistNigeriaTV. We'll be glad to read from you.